Welcome back to our channel. Today, we dive into the extraordinary life of Robert Conrad, the man behind the iconic Jim West from the Wild Wild West TV series. Known for his rugged charm, boundless energy, and daring stunt work, Conrad captured the spirit of an American hero who fearlessly battled villains and wowed audiences with his on-screen prowess. But behind the confident smile and tough exterior lies the real Robert Conrad, a man whose life was filled with resilience, reinvention, and remarkable moments. From a youth marked by ambition to his rise as a television legend, and from behind-the-scenes conflicts to the personal struggles that shaped his final years, Conrad's journey is as riveting as any of his high-stakes Western adventures. Join us as we uncover the untold stories of his career, relationships, and the heartbreaking ending that forever marked his legacy. 1. Childhood. Robert Conrad was born on March 1, 1935, in Chicago, Illinois, at a time when the city was a bustling hub of industry and entertainment. His birth name was actually Conrad Robert Falk, though he would later become famous under the name Robert Conrad. Growing up in a working-class environment, he left school at just 15 years old and took on whatever odd jobs he could find, whether that meant driving a milk delivery truck or hauling freight. Although these early experiences were physically demanding and far from glamorous, they instilled in him a tenacity that would define his persona both on and off the screen. Deep down, he felt drawn to performance and eventually found his way into the theater arts program at Northwestern University, where his fascination with acting and stagecraft began to bloom. Additionally, the vibrant cultural life of Chicago in the 1950s played a key role in feeding Conrad's passion for the arts. Jazz clubs and small theater venues were scattered throughout the city, offering him glimpses of performers who made a living, captivating an audience and alluring prospect for a teenager eager to carve out his own path. During his brief tenure at Northwestern University, he also encountered local theater enthusiasts who recognized his raw talent, further fueling his determination to head for Hollywood. A pivotal moment came when someone remarked on his resemblance to James Dean, a comparison that sparked his determination to break into show business. In 1957, after saving enough money and mustering the courage to follow his dream, Conrad headed to California. This bold move was a leap of faith, fueled by his newfound conviction that he could thrive in front of the camera. Although his singing talent wasn't widely publicized during these early years, it later helped him land his first contract and even allowed him to record a minor hit, Bye Bye Baby, in 1959. Looking back, it's clear that every decision, from dropping out of school to relocating across the country, shaped the gritty, ambitious spirit that would eventually make Robert Conrad one of television's most memorable action stars. 2. Wood family. Although most accounts focus on Robert Conrad's on-screen heroics, details about his immediate family, especially his parents and any siblings, are surprisingly sparse in official records and public interviews. What is known, however, paints a picture of a man whose family roots influenced his determined nature and relentless drive to succeed. Born Conrad Robert Falk, he was the son of Leonard Henry Falk and Alice Jacqueline Hartman, often referred to as Jackie, who, by some accounts, worked in the music business as a publicity director, a career path that might have subtly inspired Robert's interest in showbiz. Jackie's creative spark likely rubbed off on her son, while Leonard's absence during parts of Conrad's childhood is often cited as a factor that compelled him to become fiercely independent at a young age. Though details remain scarce, some anecdotal evidence suggests that Jackie occasionally brought her son to music-related events, giving him an early look at the glamorous yet demanding entertainment world. These experiences, however brief, may have planted the seeds of showmanship that later defined his Hollywood career. Although we don't have much insight into whether Conrad had siblings or extended family support, it's clear his upbringing in Chicago's working-class environment and the close bond he formed with his mother shaped his tenacity and ambition. This background, in many ways, laid the groundwork for the fearless persona he later displayed on television screens, where he seemed to channel the grit and resilience he developed in those formative years. Even if the public doesn't know much more about the Falk family history, Robert Conrad's rise to fame and unwavering commitment to his craft suggest that the building blocks of his success were forged at home, long before Hollywood ever knew his name. 3. Career. Robert Conrad's career began modestly with a small role in the film Juvenile Jungle, yet even that brief appearance led to a pivotal contract with Warner Brothers, paving the way for bigger opportunities on both the big and small screens. Around the same time, he showcased his vocal talents by recording the single Bye Bye Baby in 1959, a track that gained modest recognition and hinted at his multifaceted abilities. In those early years, he rapidly built his resume with guest roles on popular television series like Bat Masterson, Maverick, Sea Hunt, and Colt 45, honing the tough, charismatic screen presence that would later make him a household name. His breakthrough on television arrived when he landed a guest spot on 77 Sunset Strip, which proved successful enough to grant him his very own spin-off, Hawaiian Eye, 1959-1963. Portraying private detective Tom Lopaka in sun-soaked Honolulu, Conrad established himself as a dynamic leading man, beloved by viewers for his blend of physicality and confident charm. However, it was the Wild Wild West that catapulted Conrad to legendary status. Teaming up with Ross Martin, he brought to life Secret Service agents James West and Artemis Gordon in a unique fusion of Western adventure, spy intrigue, and fantastical gadgetry. Running from 1965 until 1969, the show became a cultural phenomenon, in part due to Conrad's willingness to perform his own stunts, earning him a reputation as one of the toughest men in Hollywood. During filming, Conrad was known to insist on doing his own stunts, a decision that led to multiple on-set injuries, including a near-fatal fall from a chandelier and various broken bones. These real-life mishaps only intensified his legend as a tough guy, blurring the line between the actor and his fearless character. His dedication did not go unnoticed. Industry insiders often commented on his work ethic, and he received multiple award nominations, including a Golden Globe nod, acknowledging his unique contribution to action television. Years later, fans rejoiced when he reunited with Ross Martin for two television films, The Wild Wild West Revisited, 1979, and More Wild Wild West, 1980, though the series' big-screen remake in 1999, starring Will Smith and Kevin Kline, failed to recapture the original magic. Beyond his work with gadget-laden cowboys, Conrad also wrote, directed, and starred in the 1967 film The Bandits, made several notable guest appearances, including a recurring role on Mission Impossible, and continued to work consistently in television projects until the mid-1990s. His final appearance on the big screen came in 2002 with Dead Above Ground. The 1970s introduced a new wave of memorable Conrad roles, most notably his portrayal of Major Greg Pappy Boyington in Baba Black Sheep, also known as Black Sheep Squadron. This series followed a ragtag group of World War II pilots, blending action and camaraderie in a way that showcased Conrad's talent for playing rough-edged but likable leaders. He then shifted back into the world of espionage with A Man Called Sloan, 1979-1980, starring as freelance agent Thomaser Sloan III. Although it ran for just 12 episodes, the show further cemented his enduring appeal as a rugged action hero. At the height of his fame, Conrad even brought his tough guy persona into mainstream pop culture by appearing in memorable TV commercials, most famously for Ever Ready Batteries, challenging viewers with his hallmark bravado. Despite his penchant for dangerous stunts and adrenaline-fueled performances, Conrad's artistry did not go unnoticed by critics. Alongside his Golden Globe nomination, he also received numerous accolades from industry peers for pioneering a new standard of on-screen action. In the late 1960s, several TV critics lauded him for redefining the hero archetype, one who could balance physical prowess with an unmistakable on-screen charm. Decades later, Conrad was honored at various classic television conventions, often receiving standing ovations from fans who had grown up watching him challenge the status quo in entertainment. These moments of recognition served as a testament to his enduring impact on the genre. Taken together, these very pursuits reveal a performer who thrived on physical challenge, exuded unshakable confidence, and loved entertaining audiences in every corner of television and film, qualities that remain central to his enduring legacy. Beyond his starring roles, Conrad collaborated closely with numerous stunt coordinators and fellow actors who deeply respected his fearless approach. During filming for The Wild Wild West, he regularly commended the show's stunt team for their rigorous training and commitment to safety, even when he was the one pushing physical boundaries. Conrad also formed a strong friendship with producer Michael Garrison, who admired his tenacity both in front of and behind the camera. Off-set, he occasionally invited cast members to social gatherings where they bonded over their shared passion for action-packed storytelling. These relationships, often punctuated by good-natured competitive spirit, further solidified Conrad's reputation as a man who not only demanded excellence from himself but from everyone around him. For Scandal in 2013, a serious car accident brought an unexpected twist to Robert Conrad's later years and contrasted sharply with his legacy of daring on-screen stunts. While driving his Jaguar, he veered into the opposite lane and collided head-on with a Subaru driven by a young man named Kevin Burnett. Although Conrad faced charges of driving under the influence, he ultimately won that legal battle. Nevertheless, the court imposed 6 months of home confinement, 5 years of probation, and required alcohol counseling, an outcome that suggested the judge recognized Conrad's responsibility, even if the DUI charge did not stick. Tragically, Burnett died at the age of 28 from perforated ulcers, and his family maintained that the lingering effects of the crash played a role in his untimely death. Compounding the emotional toll, Conrad himself sustained serious injuries that affected his mobility, curtailing the rugged physicality he had long been known for. In media coverage, many fans expressed shock, recalling how Conrad's tough guy persona and history of performing his own stunts had made him seem nearly indestructible. The incident underscored the actor's fallibility and marked a difficult period in his personal life, a stark reminder that even Hollywood's most daring action stars are not immune to real-world consequences. Although the 2013 incident was the most severe, whispers of his feisty demeanor had followed Conrad for years. In the early 1980s, there were rumors of on-set disagreements with certain directors who found his perfectionism demanding. While never fully confirmed, sources claim tensions occasionally flared when last-minute script revisions disrupted the tightly choreographed stunts Conrad insisted on performing himself. Adding fuel to the fire, stories of a heated dispute with a talk show host circulated in tabloids, portraying Conrad as an uncompromising figure who refused to dilute his tough guy brand for any media appearance. Whether these accounts were exaggerated or not, they contributed to an aura of intensity that both fans and critics found undeniably compelling. Though the 2013 accident was the most serious incident, Conrad's tough guy persona had occasionally surfaced in earlier controversies, including rumors of bar altercations and a few heated exchanges with paparazzi. While largely unsubstantiated, these stories fed into his image as a star unafraid to speak his mind or use his fists when provoked. 5. Marriage. Robert Conrad's personal life was no less eventful than his on-screen heroics, beginning with his first marriage to Joan Kenley in 1952. Over the course of their 25-year relationship, the couple welcomed 5 children, and despite Conrad's demanding schedule, often juggling film and television commitments, he made a point of being a present father whenever possible. This dedication to family life seemed to stem from his own upbringing, where strong maternal bonds influenced his values. When the marriage ended in 1977, Conrad continued to focus on his career but found love again in 1983 with Lavelda Ione Fan. This second union brought 3 more children into his life, expanding his family and solidifying his reputation among friends and colleagues as a man who took both fatherhood and showbiz seriously. Although this marriage ended in 2010, Conrad's 8 children have often spoken of his unwavering support and high expectations, qualities echoing the same grit and determination he brought to the screen. Despite the demands of show business, Conrad made it a tradition to gather his children for Sunday dinners whenever possible. Longtime friends recall seeing him juggle script rehearsals with family football tosses in the backyard, exemplifying how he tried to keep a sense of normalcy amid Hollywood's hectic pace. From the early days of delivering milk and hauling freight to raising a large family while starring in iconic TV series, Conrad approached every aspect of his life with the relentless drive that made him a legend in Hollywood and a caring, if occasionally strict, patriarch at home. Outside the demands of filming, Conrad surprised many acquaintances with a quieter side, often retreating to his home workshop to tinker with old cars or indulge in woodworking, a hobby he discovered while recuperating from one of his many on-set injuries. He also nurtured close friendships with his grown children, who recall their father often offering life lessons drawn from his experiences navigating Hollywood. Though he kept much of his personal circle private, guests at his occasional backyard gatherings described an environment filled with lively debate, soulful music. He never fully abandoned his singing roots, and a fierce familial bond that underscored Conrad's role as both entertainer and devoted patriarch. 6. Other relationships. Beyond his immediate family life and multiple marriages, Robert Conrad formed significant professional bonds that shaped both his career and his public persona. He famously partnered with Ross Martin on The Wild Wild West, creating a dynamic duo that balanced Conrad's physical, action-oriented style with Martin's flair for gadgets and disguises. Their on-screen chemistry went far beyond the script, and many credit that genuine rapport for the show's enduring popularity. Earlier in his career, Conrad teamed up with Anthony Isley on Hawaiian Eye, where their detective work in Paradise helped lay the foundation for Conrad's later success as a television action star. Over the years, he also crossed paths with industry icons like Ida Lupino, Ed Begley, and Robert Duvall, who made memorable guest appearances in his projects, an indication of how widely respected he was among his peers. Off camera, Conrad cultivated friendships with several leading men of his era, including Clint Eastwood and Steve McQueen, actors who similarly valued self-reliance and old-fashioned grit. However, there were also rumored rivalries with stars who felt overshadowed by Conrad's direct, uncompromising style. While these rumors remain largely unverified, they highlight the intensity that Conrad brought to every project, an intensity that sometimes sparked both admiration and friction among his colleagues. Productions where he performed many of his own stunts. Yet even those who disagreed with his methods often praised his unwavering loyalty to co-stars who showed the same commitment to excellence. In an industry prone to fleeting alliances, Conrad's staunch dedication to a select inner circle was both a testament to his character and a glimpse into the man behind the action hero facade. While accounts do not delve deeply into Conrad's personal friendships off-camera, it's clear that these creative collaborations mattered to him. He spoke openly about appreciating co-stars who could match his dedication and energy, a quality that resonated in productions where he performed many of his own stunts. Even decades after The Wild Wild West ended, Conrad maintained a candid stance on adaptations and spin-offs, publicly criticizing the 1999 film starring Will Smith and Kevin Kline for failing to capture the spirit of the original series. Conrad also developed a strong working relationship with producer Gene Roddenberry, of Star Trek fame, during guest spots on various projects, reportedly sharing a mutual respect for innovative storytelling. Even in between takes, Conrad's commitment to rehearsal and Martin's knack for improvisation often led to spontaneous bouts of creativity that made filming a highly collaborative experience. Whether he was working with beloved co-stars or sharing set time with top-tier guest actors, Conrad's professional relationships played a major role in reinforcing his reputation as one of television's most authentically tough and committed leading men. 7. Death on February 8, 2020, Robert Conrad passed away at age 84 due to heart failure, marking the end of a remarkable life spent thrilling audiences and defining a particular brand of on-screen toughness. He died in Malibu, California, leaving behind 8 children and countless fans who remembered him best for his gritty portrayals in series like The Wild Wild West and Baba Black Sheep. Though he had slowed down in his later years, partly due to lingering injuries from his own stunt work and a serious car accident in 2013, Conrad never lost the spirited determination that first fueled his move from Chicago to Hollywood. He remained candid about his storied career, often crediting co-stars like Ross Martin and fondly reminiscing about the wild antics and gadgetry that set The Wild Wild West apart from other shows of its era. Meanwhile, Baba Black Sheep, sometimes called Black Sheep Squadron, continued to air in syndication, introducing new generations to Conrad's portrayal of the tough but charismatic Major Greg Pappy Boyington. As tributes poured in from fans and colleagues alike, it became clear that Conrad's relentless dedication, from performing his own high-risk stunts to pouring heart and soul into every role, would stand as his most enduring legacy. Even now, his influence lingers on screens worldwide, reminding audiences that charisma, physical talent, and sheer determination can forge an unforgettable television icon. Many of his former co-stars and directors attended a small memorial in Malibu, paying respects to the man they described as both fiercely professional and surprisingly warm off-camera. In the weeks following his death, classic television networks ran marathons of The Wild Wild West and Baba Black Sheep, while fan-organized tribute pages on social media honored his towering contributions to action TV. And there you have it, the captivating story of Robert Conrad, whose fearless performances and unyielding determination made him a small-screen legend. His heartbreaking ending reminds us that even the boldest stars grapple with challenges behind the spotlight. Thank you for joining us on this journey through his remarkable life. If you enjoyed today's video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the lives of entertainment's most iconic figures. Until next time, take care and keep celebrating the timeless legacies that continue to inspire generations.